Hello, Immortal News family, and welcome back to our channel. In the last 24 hours, we have received the somber news of the passing of extraordinary talents, and today's episode is dedicated to honoring their memory. Before we start, we kindly ask for your support. If this video or the legacies of these remarkable individuals have touched your life, please consider giving this video a thumbs up as a sign of respect and remembrance. Thank you. Number 8. She was the light in our lives, and I know that from up there you'll continue to watch over us. These words from Millena Brando's mother capture the heart of a young star whose brightness touched millions. At just 11 years old, Millena left a legacy of joy, talent, and inspiration far beyond her years. Born in Brazil, Millena began acting as a child and quickly captured the nation's heart. Her breakout role came in the beloved soap opera A Infancia de Romeo y Julieta, where her charm and depth stole every scene. Later, she shifted to streaming and impressed audiences in the acclaimed Netflix series Sintonia, showing her range and promise as an actress. Off-camera, Millena was just as influential. She embraced life with joy and kindness, connecting with over 150,000 fans online. Her positivity was contagious, and viewers felt it in every post, performance, and smile. In late April, Millena was hospitalized after a sudden illness that began with headaches and fatigue. Doctors initially thought it was dengue fever. However, further tests revealed a brain tumor. Though she fought bravely and received around-the-clock care, Millena passed away peacefully on May 2nd after enduring multiple cardiac arrests. She was just 11 years old. Her passing sent waves of grief across Brazil and beyond. Fellow actors, friends, and fans filled social media with love for the young actress who had already done so much. One tribute read, "Rest in peace, beautiful. We will miss you. Seeing you always shining, now you will shine in the sky." Millena's impact was shaped not just by her performances, but by who she was, an authentic, radiant, and generous soul. Her mother, Jochen Brandão, shared, "I'll love you forever, and you'll always be in my heart." Millena's legacy lives on in the roles she played, the joy she gave, and the lives she touched. From stages to screens, from Instagram posts to family memories, she made magic, and that magic still lingers. Tributes to Millena Brandão. Number 7. While we grieve his passing, we celebrate an extraordinary life. These heartfelt words from Jochen Mass's family capture the spirit of a man who lived fully, with passion, grace, and drive. Jochen Mass, the beloved former racing driver, passed away at the age of 78 due to complications from a stroke he suffered earlier this year. A legend in motorsport, he was cherished not just for his victories on the track, but for the warmth and joy he shared with those around him. Born in Bavaria, Mass came to racing in an unusual way. A chance visit to a hill climb event sparked a passion that never left him. He left life at sea behind, pursued an apprenticeship, and soon found himself rising through the ranks of European motorsport. He raced in Formula One throughout the 1970s and early 80s, participating in over 100 Grand Prix races. His crowning F1 achievement came with a win at the Spanish Grand Prix, but fans remember him just as much for his smooth driving and sportsmanship. Mass's greatest triumph came later, when he claimed victory at the 24 Hours of Le Mans, one of motorsport's toughest challenges. Driving for Sauber Mercedes, he became a true force in sports car racing, earning 32 wins across World Championship events. Nicknamed Mr. Le Mans, Jochen brought talent, versatility, and courage to every race. From Porsche to Alfa Romeo, from F1 circuits to endurance marathons, his name became a mark of excellence. But it wasn't just his racing prowess that made him legendary. Jochen had an easy, genuine charm that connected him to fans, teammates, and younger drivers. After retiring, he stayed close to the sport, appearing in historic car events, sharing stories and guiding the next generation. The FIA honored him, stating, "His legacy will never be forgotten." And countless others across the motorsport community shared similar sentiments. Jochen is survived by his wife Bettina, 4 children, and many friends from circuits around the world. His smile, insights, and fearless heart will be missed. He leaves behind a career few can match, in a spirit that inspired even more. Tributes to Yoken Mass. Number 6. Ripper Richard. Vines. The rest is silence. With those 4 words, longtime friend and chef Pierre Kaufman marked the passing of one of the most vibrant voices in food journalism, Richard Vines. He was 71. Known for his bright wardrobe, quick wit, and unwavering kindness, Richard made an unforgettable impression. Whether reviewing a fine dining masterpiece or exploring a hidden gem, he did it with joy, curiosity, and deep respect for the craft. His presence lit up every event, every meal, and every room. Richard's journey was anything but typical. He studied economics and sociology at the London School of Economics. He wrote dance reviews. He worked for major papers in the UK and Asia, where he once interviewed figures like Lee Kuan Yew and Nelson Mandela. At Bloomberg, he started as a markets editor, but when the chance came to write about restaurants, he boldly claimed the role. The food world has thanked him ever since. For over 2 decades at Bloomberg, Richard became much more than a critic. He became a guide, a friend to chefs, a champion of independent restaurants. He didn't just write about food. He saw the soul behind it, and he shared it with the world. Even after retiring, he continued his passion by teaming up with Kaufman to create Kaufman and Vines, offering honest, joyful takes on dining experiences. He also chaired the UK panel of the world's 50 best restaurants, helping to spotlight global culinary excellence. What made Richard different wasn't just his knowledge, it was his warmth. Chef Jason Atherton called him one of the loveliest people you could ever meet, remembering his early encouragement as invaluable. Richard passed away peacefully after a short illness. His energy, laughter, and generous spirit leave a lasting mark on journalism and cuisine, not just in London, but around the globe. He helped shape the way we talk about food. More importantly, he helped shape the people who make it. Tributes to Richard Vines. Number 5. Charles's expertise moved the world a giant leap forward. His humanity and care for this business will be remembered forever. These fitting words from Jason Price speak volumes about a man whose name became synonymous with trust, artistry, and excellence. Charles Baer, the world's most respected violin expert, passed away at the age of 87 after a short illness. His influence reached far beyond the quiet precision of his London workshop. It shaped modern violin craftsmanship and scholarship across the globe. Born into a family of luthiers, Charles carried a proud legacy into the future. After studying in Germany and the United States under legendary masters, he returned to Britain to lead the family firm. Over time, he examined more than 100 Stradivari and dozens of the world's rarest violins, developing a deep understanding that few ever reach. Musicians trusted him not only with their instruments but with their careers. Yehudi Menuhin, Isaac Stern, and Yo-Yo Ma were among the many who came to his workshop. They found not just a technician, but a careful guardian of music's greatest tools. He organized world-class exhibitions, shaped new standards in violin authentication, and mentored the next generation with patience and generosity. His more than 5,000 handwritten certificates of authenticity became the benchmark in the field. Charles never clung to the past. He welcomed innovation while preserving the soul of tradition. As the profession advanced, he encouraged change thoughtfully, always guided by the same values: precision, honesty, and care. He received many honors throughout his life, among them the title of Officer of the Order of the British Empire and honorary fellowships from major music institutions. But to Charles, it was never about titles. It was always about the work and the music. After retiring from J&A Bear, he remained active with his sons, Peter and Freddie, at Bear Violins Limited. Together they ensured that the family's expertise would continue for generations to come. Charles Bear quietly transformed an entire industry. He left behind more than a legacy. He left behind harmony, respect, and excellence. He will be missed by family, friends, musicians, and fellow craftspeople around the world. Tributes to Charles Bear. He died peacefully after a brief illness, surrounded by loved ones. Over 4 decades, Clover transformed how we read, write, and engage with culture. His work reached deeply into poetry, political critique, and contemporary theory, creating ripple effects that still influence classrooms, protest circles, and literary spaces across the globe. He was the author of several acclaimed poetry collections, including the award-winning Madonna Anno Domini and the fiery Urgent Red epic. His words leaped from the page, sometimes lyrical, sometimes fierce, always full of purpose. His poems appeared in national anthologies, while his essays sparked dialogue in publications from the nation to scholarly journals worldwide. Clover's groundbreaking book, Riot Strike. Riot challenged how we think about uprisings and the forces that shape them. It became essential reading for those trying to make sense of our rapidly changing world. At the University of California, Davis, he was more than a professor. He was a mentor, an inspiration, and a tirelessly curious thinker. His students remember him as generous, passionate, and fearless. Someone who always pushed them to think harder and bolder. He didn't just write about politics. He lived his beliefs. He co-founded Commune Editions, uplifting voices that challenged power through poetry. He spent his time not only in lecture halls but also in community meetings and movement spaces, always standing with those demanding justice. Clover's influence spanned continents and generations. His work has been translated into more than a dozen languages. His voice will echo in classrooms, across picket lines, and through the verses of poets he inspired. The University of California, Davis Community wrote, "Joshua Clover's legacy as a thinker and teacher will continue to inspire generations to come. He is survived by his mother, Carol J. Clover, a family that loved him deeply, and a global community of readers, students, and colleagues who will carry his work forward. Joshua Clover's mind and heart live on in every word he left behind." Tributes to Joshua Clover. Number 2, Tom Youngs has got A levels. It began as a chant from Cambridge United fans, a playful tribute to a footballer who stood out both on and off the pitch. But for those who knew Thomas Anthony John Youngs, it captured something deeper. He was the kind of person whose intelligence, humility, and skill left a lasting impression wherever he went. Tom passed away peacefully at 45 after a long and courageous battle with multiple sclerosis. He spent his final days at St. Nicholas Hospice in Bury St. Edmunds, surrounded by love. Born and raised in Suffolk, Tom didn't even pick up a football until he was 8. But once he did, there was no turning back. He caught the eye of Cambridge United's academy and eventually made his name as one of their most loved strikers. In 182 games, Tom scored 48 goals for Cambridge United and played a vital role in the team's promotion success in the late 90s. He was the club's top scorer for 2 consecutive seasons and finished as Cambridge's 11th all-time leading goal scorer. His career also took him to clubs like Northampton Town, Leyton Orient and Bury. Fans will remember his quick feet and sharper mind, always anticipating the game, always lifting the team. After a hip injury ended his career at Mildenhall Town in 2011, Tom didn't walk away from football. He stayed on as an assistant manager, offering guidance with the same quiet strength that defined his playing days. Off the field, Tom was just as accomplished. He earned A-levels in English, maths, and French, and later, a degree in sports journalism. He showed that athletes could be scholars too. In 2015, life gave him a new challenge: multiple sclerosis. True to form, he met it head-on. A year later, he released his autobiography, sharing his story with honesty and heart. Tom is survived by his loving wife Chell and their daughters, Orla and Hannah. His warmth, wit, and wisdom will live on in the lives he touched. Cambridge United led the tributes, calling his loss a shock and remembering him as a gifted player and true gentleman. The football world lost more than a sportsman. It lost a bright soul with an undying love for the game and those around him. Tributes to Thomas Anthony John Youngs. What's trending on the internet? News 1. As families across China gathered to enjoy the May Day holiday, an unexpected tragedy struck the picturesque rivers of Jiangxi City in Guizhou Province. On a Sunday afternoon, strong and sudden winds overturned 4 tourist boats, sending 84 people into the water and leaving the community in shock and mourning. Authorities responded with urgency, deploying nearly 500 emergency workers who bravely worked through challenging conditions. Thanks to their tireless efforts, 70 people were brought to safety and received medical care, while 4 miraculously escaped unharmed. Sadly, 10 precious lives were lost in this heartbreaking accident. Chinese leaders, including President Xi Jinping, personally called for the strongest support for rescue and medical teams, and reminded everyone of the importance of safety in public spaces, especially during times of joy and togetherness. Local officials are now focused on providing comfort to the families affected and making sure all necessary support is in place. Even in the face of sorrow, the outpouring of community spirit and compassion reminds us of our shared humanity. As we remember those lost and honor the heroes who responded so swiftly, let's hold our loved ones close and cherish every moment spent together, carrying the spirit of unity and care forward. News 2. In a heartfelt moment on Sister Wives, Janelle Brown has opened up about her son Garrison's tragic passing earlier this year. During the May 4th episode, Janelle shared some emotional insights into what might have led to the devastating loss of her 25-year-old son. Janelle revealed that something significant changed for Garrison in the year before his death. He was never a drinking kid. He didn't like it, didn't like the taste of it, she explained. He started to drink during COVID. Something happened in this last year, and it really just got him. Garrison Brown passed away on March 5, 2024, at his home in Flagstaff, Arizona. The family has been processing their grief since then, with Janelle noting that they had offered him all the love, all the support, all the help, all the resources they could. What makes this story particularly poignant is how Janelle described the night of his passing. "I don't know what happened that night," she shared. "He's had other nights like this where he would drink and then pass out, and he would go kind of radio silent, but he'd be back in the morning. I don't know what happened this time." The Brown family continues to honor Garrison's memory, with other family members like Christine Brown sharing ways they're keeping his legacy alive in their homes and hearts. As the family navigates this difficult journey together, Their openness about mental health struggles serves as a reminder of the importance of checking in on loved ones and the healing power of family support during life's most challenging moments. News 3. Imagine meeting your very first friend just as your dreams are about to take off. That's exactly what happened for Jade Thirlwall of Little Mix and the late Liam Payne of One Direction. Both aspiring singers, Jade and Liam crossed paths when they were just teenagers auditioning for the UK's X Factor, each hoping for a shot at stardom. Jade recently shared that Liam, who passed away last October at the age of 31, was her very first friend in the music industry, describing him as incredibly supportive, talented, and always determined to make his family proud. Jade fondly recalled how everyone on the show could see Liam's star potential, often saying he had the X Factor from the very beginning. Today, she celebrates not only the music he created but the kindness and encouragement he offered during those early uncertain days. As we remember Liam Payne, let's cherish the positive impact he had on friends and fans alike, and honor the legacy of warmth, talent, and inspiration he leaves behind. News 4. The royal family made a united appearance on the Buckingham Palace balcony for VE Day celebrations, just days after Prince Harry's controversial BBC interview. King Charles, alongside other senior royals, gathered to honor World War II veterans for the 80th anniversary of VE Day, sending what body language experts describe as a subtle message to the Duke of Sussex. This public display of unity comes after Harry's bombshell interview on May 2nd, following his lost court case regarding UK security protection. In the interview, the 40-year-old prince claimed he can't see a world where he would bring his wife and children back to the UK, and suggested his security concerns were part of a good old-fashioned establishment stitch-up. Sources close to the palace reveal King Charles was reportedly frustrated and upset by his son's public comments. One royal insider explained the king's predicament. It's not that the king is unwilling to communicate with him, it's that he cannot. How can one have a private and sensitive discussion knowing it will be broadcasted within hours? The palace has emphasized their desire for no distractions during this week's important VE Day commemorations, hoping that nothing will overshadow the jubilant celebration of that significant victory and the courageous individuals on this special occasion. Meanwhile, Meghan Markle made her own silent statement by posting a touching black and white photograph showing Harry with their children, Princess Lilibet and Prince Archie, walking through a garden in California, a visual reminder of the family life they've built away from royal duties. As the royal family continues with their ceremonial duties, many observers wonder if reconciliation might still be possible. As one source close to the king noted, the door has been closed out of necessity while this painful matter unfolded through the appropriate judicial processes, but it is not locked forever, nor has the key been discarded. Number 1. Stephen Harmelin believed the documents of a nation hold not just history, but hope. He spent his life making sure we never forgot that. Jeff Rosen, CEO of the Constitution Center. Stephen Harmelin, a fierce protector of American history and a guiding force in Philadelphia's civic life, passed away peacefully at the age of 85. His name may not grace history books, but his work helped preserve them. With unwavering dedication, Stephen led the incredible recovery of North Carolina's missing Bill of Rights copy, a handwritten original lost since the Civil War. Thanks to his legal acumen and quiet persistence, this vital piece of history found its way home. Stephen's impact was felt far beyond that moment. As co-chairman of Dilworth-Paxson, he shaped the landscape of corporate law for more than 5 decades. Recognized with a Lifetime Achievement Award, his legal career was both brilliant and influential. But Stephen's heart was always in service. He helped bring the Magna Carta to Philadelphia, assisted in drafting the Russian Republic's constitution, and served as a trusted advisor to countless civic organizations. He gave his time freely to museums, schools, libraries, and foundations, all with the same purpose: to educate, to uplift, and to preserve. In the 1960s, he served President Lyndon B. Johnson at the White House. Decades later, he was still shaping the future, whether negotiating historic agreements at the New York Public Library or mentoring young attorneys with humility and grace. His kindness, wisdom, and quiet determination left a lasting impression on everyone he met. Friends often described him as calm in a storm, and always ready to listen. Stephen passed following a brief illness, surrounded by family. He leaves behind his beloved wife Julia, 2 children including Allison, and generations of colleagues who were inspired by his integrity. His legacy lives on in the documents he defended, the institutions he strengthened, and the city he loved. As Jeff Rosen said, his contributions will endure. Tributes to Stephen Harmelin. Charlie was the kind of actor you never forgot. Even if you didn't know his name, you remembered his face and his soul.